Today is Sunday, the day after Sabbath in Abaco, Bahamas, and it's crazy in Abaco. I'm walking in Maxwell's yesterday. I see the Prime Minister acting like he's a normal Bahamian shopping in Maxwell's. I know he saw those high prices that's in his boy's shop, but I bet he never say anything about it. But it's hard seeing the Prime Minister not let them know about the way I feel and most Abaconians feel. You really don't give a hell anyway, but it's always good to get it off your chest. By the decline, I go right into the next aisle. To hell with them. I'm not getting in a dialogue with anybody that's supposed to be there to see and make life better for us after a hurricane. You see, our Prime Minister asks us if he's the President of the United States. He's in Abaco every other weekend to his little retreat. I think he calls it Menace Minya down in Skona Bay. He's down there with his family. They don't have to worry about food, don't have to worry about clothes, don't have to worry about bringing in material to rebuild, don't have to worry about replacing a vehicle. But this is Darren's to do, our Minister of Foreign Affairs. If Darren was worth half or 2 cents, it's a plus. We thought it would have been a plus that Darren is in Minister's back pocket. But it is not benefiting us. It just makes him happy. But last night in Abaco, it was absolutely freezing. I called a few people in Spring City that lives in the domes. They say, Kai, you know, it's not insulated. The water's leaking in. It's freezing. Where I was in Dunderstan, it was absolutely ice. Only thing didn't happen last night and the night before, no snow. But everything else, we had all the elements of Arctic weather. But it's crazy, you know, the Prime Minister, I remember the two Huberts. Hubert Ingram, never like all the outriders. Every time ministers come here, all the government heads has to be at the airport when he's coming or going. He liked that attention. Hubert Ingram used to say, I know that they could find something better to do than to waste time waiting on me to exit and to enter. And boy, are they wasting time with this Prime Minister, because he comes and he goes and he sit down with nobody. You imagine, and it's crazy, they had money allocated for minimum damage, maximum damage, complete structure loss. And from August to now, the DRA that is supposed to be responsible for getting these monies to the people, this is not government money. This is monies that were allocated for us, to us, and they can't find the money from August to now. But yet the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Darren Henfield, could be at each community giving out $3 prize to children, got them all bundled up to get COVID-19. When the world said no mass gathering, Darren Henfield came in, my minister, my MP, on the 23rd of December and had these children huddled together like cattle and give them little $3 prizes. But this is what happens when you elect a member of parliament that don't live among you and don't know what is needed immediately. Why was the DRA put into this own ministry? Why is Harm Lewis and K. Forbes Smith getting ministerial and all these crazy monies when they haven't done anything, haven't sat down before us to ask us in Abaco what is priority? Yet the Prime Minister's down at Skona Bay every other weekend like he's at Market Vineyard playing the role of an hierarchy. He doesn't realize to date that he's here to make sure that life is better for Abaconians. You imagine the 31st of December, my birthday, that he stopped duty-free for Abaco. But yet, he haven't put $1 to restore the roof, the mold at the Marshall International Airport. The biggest money maker was Customs. They haven't put out one contract to rebuild Customs and other government building right at the airport here. They have a brand new Customs building that was ready to be used. That haven't been put out to tender. Nobody has told Abaconians since August and before August 2020 how much money has been collected on behalf of Abaco and Grand Bahama. And God bless it that only 2 islands and only half of Abaco was affected. I don't know about Grand Bahama, how much percentage of Grand Bahamas was destroyed after Hurricane Dorian, but the government find it hard to help the small portion of Abaco to rebuild. He would say, as a racist prime minister, let the white people rebuild Hopetown. Let the white people rebuild Guanakee. Let the white people rebuild Marshall. But what he doesn't recognize coming up in the election, these white people are the backbone of the Free National Movement. So when he comes looking for monetary fund to campaign, I guess the white people could ask him to find the black people to get the money from, because he don't want to help the white areas after the most devastating hurricane. But here we are at the airport, and everybody is lined up to say goodbye to the Prime Minister. I saw him up there. He didn't see me, but I saw him up in Boat Harbor last night, him and his wife having dinner, while the rest of Abaco is in domes, in a tent, in a car, and absolutely freezing. It was frozen last night. And this Prime Minister don't care. He doesn't even come among us. The closest he came to us is in Maxwell Shopping. Other than that, he's living the life of the hierarchy. But the only power the people have is on election day. Let's hope that they use their power wisely and to let this Prime Minister know that we're not at all happy in his performance and lack of a performance before Hurricane Dorian and after Hurricane Dorian. You imagine you bought a $65 million hotel in Grand Bahama, and all those people that they could have put in the hotel in Grand Bahama that could have saved their life, he locked them out of the people's hotel. That is how much they care. And they have five members of parliament in Grand Bahama. We got two absolutely useless ones, Darren and James, but they got 5 down there. And so sad that I can't hear nobody like Darren Henfield in the House Assembly saying, Mr. Prime Minister, this is no time to take away duty-free from nothing in Abaco. Everything ought to remain, and then some, because we're still in a creeping stage. We still can't walk. If the government of the Bahamas cannot rebuild their buildings in 1 year and 4 months, and they have all the countries pursed, and they have all the donations from the foreigners that they give to them for us, they're holding all of that hostage, and they have not rebuilt their buildings. How then can we rebuild ours when we have no insurance, we have no job to bring in monies? We're still creeping. Darren Henfield as the member of parliament for North Abaco and James Albury, they ought to be in House Assembly on their knees, yelling and screaming, because they are there to speak for people that put them in a position not to benefit, but to be a servant of the people. But is that happening? No. Never did, never will. Kai Case, he's still here. And I'm saying it's wrong for this heartless, useless, absolutely weightless FNM government, the way they're treating the people of Abaco. But Kai Case, that's why he's here.